I know my little shit is
And I
going
saw a
on.
little bit of Okada yet last night, and the tag match. I thought that was dope having him on the show. I hear that they're
Um,
building MJF and Kenny Omega for Collision this week. I got a little talk about AEW. I want to talk about as a whole, which I am a big fan of what they've created because I think it's great for wrestling. But I mean, forget it. It's just like broken record. But let's go. Yeah.
I mean, we're here. We're live, pal. So just go along with it, brother.
How long have you been live for? Shit.
30
30.
seconds. I literally said we would go live when we were talking about Raw, and I was like, hold on, stay right there. I'm gonna go live because I didn't want to waste anything. And I started going live, and then you
Uh,
just powered right through it.
so I don't
It's
know what I didn't hear you. My bad. I don't
no
know
good.
what we recorded for the
No,
Raw stuff.
we didn't record nothing. But you said also I want to talk about AEW. That was
Okay.
live. That was when again we only been live a minute. But you said also I want to talk about
All
AEW.
right. All right. That's cool. So you can
I
get the
guess
Raw
right
talk.
now, like I guess right now, just go into it. I don't want you to. I want to thank everybody who's tuning in right now, who will tune in. Y'all know what it is. This is the Joint Roller Ayatollah with Chili Bang, and my man. We had an off-camera conversation that was going to lead into the show, but
Uh,
my man was so like. I got something to say right about these niggas, but it's gonna be a broken record. Nah, spin the record. Let's hear the tune, my nigga. Let me make this
you
sound
want to hear
like
the
it.
scratches, all the shit like the scratches and shit. Listen, AEW. I'm a big fan. I've been a big fan since they created. I think that them being around has elevated wrestling as a whole. You know, I love that they're here. Um, but man, it's hard to follow. That's what I think of what it is for me. I think that let me use a case study. Tony Storm. Tony Storm came to AEW. Was it last year? She's won a women's championship a couple of times. Obviously, beautiful woman. Uh, Super talented in the ring, but her runs as champion didn't really hit. You know, right now Tony Storm has found a character, a gimmick that has really hit and people are gravitating towards, which is kind of the people who love AEW like to say, "Oh, we're not sports entertainment," but like you guys do love sports entertainment because now Tony Storm is doing this gimmick. You guys are really fucking with what her performance is, and it's actually entertaining. It's really entertaining. She's more well rounded, not just the wrestling. Now she has this extreme character, that she puts on that's dramatic. I think AEW needs to find their identity of what they want to be, because I think that when you guys have those elements, it works, man. So yeah, I love all the mixing and matching of wrestlers and people coming in from Japan, the Indies. You gotta and they're still very new. I think that they do get a little bit. By now, they don't get as much leeway as they used to get with me. But yeah, I think they'll find more of a rhythm as it continues to be like, all right, we've been here around for like a decade. And they're like, all right, we know exactly what AEW has found their rhythm in, how their schedule goes, how they build new characters, how they build stars, all that stuff. It takes time, but a case study, like I said, with Tony Storm is it's gravitating. What Swerve is doing, I love it. It's gravitating. But you give him the mic, get him in the ring with Hangman Page. That's all drama. That's all sports entertainment. That's all. So you guys want to tap in a little bit to that for me as a viewer. I do like when MJF gets a mic and gets to talk his shit with his opponent. I do enjoy those moments. But I do love the wrestling as well. But one thing I get confused with is the booking as well, because when you're building an MGF Jay White angle and then say, hey, Kenny Omega, 13 days, bitch, and then you pivot me right to that, I'm like, why weren't you building this all along? Like, and, put that on and build to this match, like instead of, right in the middle of this Jay White thing, make this pivot in the middle of the angle with Jay White. It's
Because
kind of disjointed to me how they book things with their people, essentially.
I will give them, and here I am like the AW apologist. I'm not sure how and I'm not sure how slow or wonky I look with the internet connection right now, but I will say this: yes, MJF and Kenny Omega would have been a great feud. That the crowd clearly wanted to see. But again, we're talking about fans, right? And we have to cater to everyone. And I think
Yeah.
Tony Khan at one point realized that he had Jay White, right? And we were one, hey man, you gotta do something with Jay White. And
yeah, absolutely.
it may not be as important that you think it is. Jay White being involved in a world title picture is the most we can fucking ask. It was the same thing we talked about when Adam Cole came back from concussion. And it wasn't the best thing that we wanted for Adam Cole, but Adam Cole was in a championship feud, right? And as you say that AEW is trying to find their way with sports entertainment and pure, grappling and everything like that. I don't pay attention into what like this is a philosophy for life, right? What a nigga do is what a nigga is.
But do you believe that in evolution? We always talk about evolution ain't a mystery. Evolution is hard work. I do believe that people who are working with AEW, whether it be the staff, whether it be backstage, whether it be the talent, the corporate, have been working hard to create what they've created. So I'm giving their props where props is due. But I think in 4, 5, 10 years, they're going to learn some lessons about how to, keep their talent and get it over. Because I think that this thing that's happened with MJF, how he's blown up, how Tony Storm's getting a look, Swerve, it's a little bit different to me than how they were approaching building talent in the past. And I think MJF, obviously, he's been himself the entire time, so he's a little bit different. But the pivot they've made with those guys, you feel me?
I'm not sure. No, I can't say that. I mean, listen, man, the Acclaim got over. I'm not sure how they necessarily booked them, but the Acclaim got over, right? So where they won tag team gold and triple gold, trios gold.
That's also sports entertainment. That's all scissors and all that shit. It's like they got a stick.
But again, I've never heard of Hikaru Shida, right? I've never heard of Rio, right? Those women aren't sticks. Those women are purified, bona fide go-getters. And right now, Hikaru Shida is in as long as that company has been around, she is their most reigned champion on the women's side.
She's the perennial women's champion.
Who again with Tony Storm as champion could not legitimize that championship like Hikaru Shida does as a pure wrestler. Tony Storm has to add character. So if you need to do that, you don't need my championship. You can bump yourself down. You can help elevate this middle of the card who needs it, or maybe bring up some lower range. But also, I'm looking at what Athena's doing over there at ROH, right? It's very much minimized in eyes in how it's being seen, but those who see it like what's going on because again, it's a huge talent of stature who's looking at talent and saying, hey, I'm going to bring you along, but I'm going to bring you along in a very entertaining way, a la Chase U. I don't think necessarily AEW has to – huh?
No, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
I was saying I don't think necessarily AEW needs to fall into what are you type of thing. I do think that they necessarily do need to fall into the – realm of who their employee, who their contractors are. Like, who are you, right? When Swerve came in, it took him a minute. Like, who are you? Who do you want to be, right? We still don't know who Keith Lee is, right? Who are you? Who do you want to be? Adam Page, where you say building superstars. Who were you? Who do you want to be? It took him a minute to get there. Jon Moxley. Who are you, right? I think AEW is following their trajectory because now we're looking at Sammy Guevara. Who are you, right? We're looking at Darby Allin. Sting's about to leave, nigga. Who are you, right? We're looking at Jack Perry. My nigga, you're a heel. Who are you, right? So there is still that tinge of what they've always been. But yes, it is a little bit influenced by the entertainment side because, again, you have to entertain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're here to entertain, and I think Hikaru Shida, she is what she is, and I like it. When we know where we're gonna get from her. We got the same thing with Shayna Baszler and WWE. She's a wrestler's wrestler. You know, it's not something that she has to put on a stick. She's herself. You know, but I'm not saying everybody needs a character, everybody needs a gimmick. What I'm trying to say is that something that you guys are tapping into that works is that when you guys give them that time to grow, and you're giving them those characters, whether it be the Acclaim, the Tony Storms, the Swerves, who have gotten this persona now around them. I think they'll find a way to implement that. But I guess this is your, huh?
What worries you? I was just about to ask you. I'm sorry. I was about to ask you what
causes. What I'm trying to say is, like, when I'm not worried about anything. Like I want to make that clear. It's like I'm not worried about it. I started to preface this with saying they're doing great. They're great for wrestling and all this stuff for a reason. Because I don't want to come off as like, hey, you know, the sky is falling for AEW. I'm just saying, damn, like when I see something I like, I won't talk about it. When I see something that I see that, hey, you guys have hit something, I won't talk about it. But it's like always a little bit disjointed. I brought up the Tony Storm thing to say during her reigns, she did not have this gimmick and character. It was lackluster. Now she has this, and now we're like, damn, she's great. You know, like this is so entertaining. So I'm like, how do you capitalize on the moments when you have this? Then I brought up the MJF and Kenny Omega and Switchblade. I feel like it's just disjointed. I feel like that's just like, hey, we're gonna start this thing with Jay White and then pivot to Kenny Omega, then get back to Jay White, which is a little bit much, you know. So I feel like this could be done a little bit more organized as far as how they book and how they build characters.
I got two things. Toni Storm character development and what she is only is that because she lost the title.
Yeah, I mean,
so there is character. There's character development within the character itself. So
I completely understand that, and I think they did a great job by getting there now. But you got to realize something: she's lost it twice now. The first time they could have done this. You know, the first time they put her in a group. I'm just saying that all I'm trying to say is even back then we had issues with the women's division and how they were disjointed. It's just a little bit off. It feels like when I watch AEW, it feels like they're just off beat. A little bit where I'm like, oh, that shit was fire. Oh, wait, they almost got it. You know, they're like fumbling the ball for me personally, but like it's an entertaining show in portions. I can't like sit through a whole show.
Well, I mean, we can't sit through a whole show of anything, right? I mean, like, and that's just us being realistic. And again, I'm not going for AEW because my famous clip is, we got Johnny Gargano, we got Matt Riddle, Chris Jericho retweets are like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so listen, I am not in the bag for AEW, you know what I'm saying? But I just want to be fair and like, yes, and yes. I'm not saying any of your points are not valid or like the AEW women's division was disjointed, and that's because it was super top heavy. And as we're looking at WWE's right now, women's division, it's not disjointed, but we're looking at it like, hey, nigga, how you about to handle it?
I'm glad you brought that up. Like, and I want to talk about something real quick.
It's crazy over there. How the fuck Toni Storm get this motherfucker? How the fuck Zoe get this match, nigga? Where the fuck she come from?
Yo, son. Let's talk about the woman though. Like I told you, I watched NXT. It was ladies' night, yo. It was dope. But real quick, I want to pivot to the PWI 500 and list the top 10 women of the year. Let's start from number 10. On 10 is Jordynne Grace from Impact.
Okay.
Number 9 is Camille from NWA. Not familiar. Sorry. Not familiar with your game. Number 8, Willow Nightingale, AEW. Number 7, Deonna Purrazzo, Impact. Number 6, Athena, ROH. Number 5, Tam Nakano, Stardom. I'm not familiar with your game, but she's up there. Okay. Jamie Hayter, AEW at number 4. Bianca Belair, WWE at number 3. Number 2, Julia, Stardom. I am a little bit familiar with Julia because she's fine. and I've seen her wrestle. She's dope. So I was like, I saw her wrestle
Can you
Mercedes.
lead with that she good? She's good at wrestling first next time.
She saw
But I
wrestle
know you have-
Mercedes. Listen, man, I'm a man, so I can't. I see something. I'm like, oh shit, you know. But she also is a fantastic wrestler. She's at number 2. I haven't watched all her matches. What I'm trying to say is like I haven't watched her extensively, but she did stand out as a star to me, you know. And then we have Rhea Ripley at number 1 WWE. I think there are
Becky's
few
not in the top
women.
10?
Exactly. I was like, yo, how the hell is Becky not in the top 10? And I'm not even sure where she is. I'm gonna try to find a full list. But Becky's not in the top 10. Athena might should be higher. Naomi's not in the top 10. It's just interesting to me. And Mercedes, obviously, she got her injury earlier on the year, but she started out the year hot. You know, there's this. It just. I was like, I gotta give the woman some shine this week because not only that, but I watched NXT and I see them really cultivating a new women's roster that has a lot of star and talent, a lot of beautiful women down there who are actually trying to, you know, own their craft. And I think Shawn is doing a lot with them. And you have Becky dropping the title to Lyra Valkyrie in the main event. I watched the whole thing, man. And you got the breakout women's tournament going on. Like it was an entertaining night. So with women like, you know, really standing up and taking their shine, I do think at the same time we have to like recognize real. And real is that if Becky's not on that list, it's a mistake to me. You know, now granted, I'm not familiar with Tom Nakano and what she's done. I'm not familiar with some of the other women, Camille, but it's just crazy to me how Becky has had match after match after match, banger after banger the entire year, and she's not even in the top 10.
I would say possibly, let's be honest, Becky's reign of being the man probably was later off in the off. So I'll give them some credit in that. Becky's feud with Trish was
Becky's at 29.
Out of
That's
women
crazy.
or the whole thing?
Out of women. They got Taya Valkyrie above her. They got
who?
Tiffany Stratton above her.
They got who?
They got Taya Valkyrie's above Becky Lynch. Taya.
Oh shit.
They got Charlotte above here. They got Io above her. They got Trinity above her. Ronda Rousey's above her. Ronda Rousey's above Becky. That's crazy.
I'm gonna take it. I'm about to
Cargill, Roxanne.
I'm about to give me a shot of Jack, my nigga. Take us some shot of this. What?
Word up.
What?
That's what they said. That's what they said, man. I'm like, wow. That's crazy. But yeah, I'm just like really looking at this list and I'm like, it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace to have Becky at 29. But yeah, man, shout out to the women. They've had a great year. Even Bailey's on 41 on this list. Probably should be higher than that. Definitely, I think to me should be higher than that. Yeah, where is Trish? Trish is not. She even on the list? Let me type that. Let me just find out for y'all real quick. Trish Adora's at 57. Trish Stratus is not even on the list, and she's been around since February. Since, you know, so I don't get it. The Money in the Bank match, all that stuff don't matter. Her cage match with Becky Lynch. I don't care if the feud went long. Becky had great matches with Zoe during that time. You know, she's had matches with women across the Raw roster and NXT all year that have been hitting. You know, so when they had the whole damage control thing earlier this year, I was like, yo, Becky and Bailey are putting out a really good angle. This is early this year. This is January. I was talking about January, February, before WrestleMania. I'm like, yo, Becky and Bailey having a really good angle right now, and they had a really good match. You know, so in my opinion, I know this takes into account the entire body of work where this is supposed to be including the character, including the work rate. But for Becky to be that low, I think is crazy. Athena should probably be in the top 3 or top 4, in my opinion. And if you're taking into character some of these women I don't even know. And for Ronda Rousey to be at 22 is blasphemy. You know, so it's just I just think that this list is kind of sketchy, or you know, it's just a little bit. Trish ain't even on the list. Trish Stratus ain't even. Oh, you want? Let me get a little.
Bro, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Shout out to the woman. Cheers.
I think to your point, Becky was a late bloomer in all aspects of late last year or early last year, into because we're in bro, we're in October, right?
Becky came back last August,
yeah, but
August.
Becky was left off for SummerSlam,
No, actually,
right?
no, she's been around for a minute. Actually, she was left off of this SummerSlam, yeah, and then she had the match at, was it Payback?
Right. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Becky's run was probably a little late for the cutoff.
It's not. It's not. She's been doing this for like the whole year. I remember. I just said this on the pod before you came in the room. I was like, "Yo, this goes back to January, bro. When she was doing the whole damage control thing. Her and Bianca were having match after match with damage control, and I was like, yo, her and Io had a slap. Her and Bayley had a slap. I was telling you on the pod. We can go back to it. I was like, yo, Bayley and Becky are having a low key, really good feud. No one's talking about it. I'm not sure if you remember that, but they had a great match too. Go to WrestleMania. Well, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I mean, yeah, but at the same time, it's not to the fever pitch of what her current run is. So I hear what you're saying, right? But like that.
But you got people like Taya Valkyrie ahead of her. You got people, even the people who are in the top 10. I don't even know some of these people's names. It's not fever pitch either. Jordynne Grace, I've seen some of her matches. It hasn't been better than Becky's to me, you know. So like it's to me, it's kind of crazy. Jade Cargill, she's number 15. As great as she is, and she's made a great improvement as a star power. Yes, she should be at 15. But Becky Lynch has had a better run than her this rest year. PWI Women's 250. It's a little bit sketchy to me, you know, and that's all I'm going to say. Rhea Ripley, you can arguably put her at number 1 or, you know, number 2, depending on what, but yeah, she deserves that spot up there, you know, but yeah, it's a little, when you don't have Becky up there, it's and so low at that, you know. I think that Trinity has put on for Impact, you know.
Top 20 is crazy. Top 20, her not being top 20 is crazy.
It's nuts. It's nuts. I was like, whoa, you know, I'm just finding out now she's 29, but yeah, I just wanted to bring that up and give a little highlight on the woman and talk about what I've been seeing this week. They've been doing great, fantastic work. Fantastic work. Taya Valkyrie, new NXT Women's Champion. I enjoyed that match. It was a great finish. Like, I mean, it wasn't like a crazy finish or anything like that, but the way she reversed out of the manhandle slam into that pin, I thought was slick as hell. It was smooth. So, yeah, Becky is now big time according to PWI 250, which is crazy to me. She's had this year, I'm not even fronting, low key has been one of her best years of her career. It has like match. She's hit a groove where without going into the match, I'm like, okay, how good is it going to be? Rather than let's just watch this Becky match, see what goes down. Like Charlotte hasn't had a better year than Becky Lynch. Just crazy.
Shout out to my nigga Chitty Bay, holding it down for the women and keeping it real for the women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, got you, man. We love our women out here, man. Got to show them some love too.
With that being said, let's roll right into. You said you watched NXT. NXT was ladies' night the night before. With Monday night, Becky lost her title to Valkyrie on Tuesday, but had a really great match on Monday with Indy Hartwell. That was really great. The end of the match fiasco would lead to a Halloween match, which is going to fight Xia Li versus Candice LeRae. I love the tiers of women. Again, this goes back to WWE finding. Hold on, because
no, I'm not saying
what the comparison of what I'm saying to AEW to WWE. There was a time where they were clamoring, "Hey, you are writing shit for these women. Like you are writing absolute toilet paper for these niggas."
Right? Yeah, it wasn't too long ago.
It wasn't not too long ago, right? And I think it takes to fans knowing what they want to see in a women, women knowing what they want to, what they're willing to go flow with and stop and say, hey, can we collaborate? And also having better ideas than what is presented to you. right? And we also may think that our ideas are better than the confines of the constructs of what they're trying to build. And that is true, because sometimes, nigga, I know I ain't got no ends in the business, and I know compared to all our likes and views and shit like that, why we watching our shit. But I don't know how every time we talk about something, it happened. You feel me?
Yeah.
So somehow, like a nigga gotta have some inkling of how this shit's supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, everything that happens ain't always good / bad, right? Because when you said Jade is Becky's first joint, Becky is Jade's first feud, I'm like, and hey man, we saw it. Jade, Becky, eye contact. I think we know that's about to go, right? So again, we don't got no.
To be fair, she did the same thing with Charlotte a week before that.
Huh?
She did the same thing with Charlotte, to be fair, or a couple days before that on Friday. So
Correct.
we don't know where they're going.
But with that being said, though, the autonomy of thought, right? You know what I'm saying? Like there is not one way that someone can think about it and it not be that certain way. You know what I'm saying? With how the women is being perceived in AEW and in WWE, I think we're seeing the layers, right?
Yeah.
Establish the layers because they're trying to. Everybody came in on an even playing field, right? Which is very hard to do. It's a different coaching environment, right?
That's my thing, though. Like they don't let people be layered. They don't let like Willow shoot her to the moon. Like when she started getting that, like you can feel it. People are getting behind her in the crowd. Everything like, yo, put the title on Willow. That makes her an established star. Put the title on Saraya earlier on. They should have done that. Made her. You should have created those layers. Britt Baker. You know, like there's certain things that you should have done, and you already have the TBS championship. Like,
so I want to ask you this. I want to bounce this off you. Everybody deserves a shot, right? That's when we talk about where there's a participation trophy. Listen, Jamie couldn't get her moment because we had Britt held on too long. Okay,
Britt wasn't at the top though, even though when she with the belt. That's my thing. She was like a tier below her. She should have been the TBS champion. Britt should have had that. Jamie Hayter is not top tier to me. Like she might be a great wrestler, but as far as a full package, if you're talking about the layers and like if you were to go to WWE, Jamie Hayter is in the layer of like a Shayna Baszler, which is like B+. And I'm not trying to take nothing away from her, but you got to do more than that to be like Jade Cargill steps on the scene. She's already an A. Like there's a reason why this is a reason why it's like that.
But again, this is what I'm trying to say. Jay's already an A because she steps on the scene. Her wrestling is not better than me, so it evens out. Chris Statlander is Jamie, Jade, Chris. They're all grouped together. Like in WWE, we got Rhea, Nia, Raquel, Shayna. They're all grouped together because they're like, hey, we badasses. We beat your ass. Okay, how this all finna work? Because ain't too many fucking pinfalls not gonna take it without breaking a nigga jaw. You know what I'm saying? Shayna already got her teeth defamed. You know what I'm saying? Raquel has to make a switch so she can be a little bit more dangerous. Rhea can't lose any heat, right? So Jade,
you know what?
When you talk about Willow, I'm sorry to keep going to blow past that. When you talk about Willow, it's very hard because Tony looked at it and said, "Thank you, heaven," because Mercedes got hurt. He didn't have to strap Willow because Willow already had something, which worked out in his favor because I know.
I hear you, bro. But you did not give her nothing. She went and won that elsewhere.
Hold on, WWE does the same thing when injuries happen.
Oh God, timeout. And this is another thing that I want to.
Because Cody got hurt, Sammy got his moment. Sammy doesn't have his moment if that pec don't get torn, my nigga. That's what I'm saying.
I get you. No, 100%. And I'm not saying that Willow didn't get her moment because of Mercedes and all that shit, but she beat Mercedes and injured her. It wasn't like, oh, we are doing this because she's injured. You know what I mean? For one, let's put first of all. Second of all, Tony did not give her the championship. She wanted an NJPW and was like, "Oh, we're gonna capitalize off of her being champion." I'm saying that Tony going inside internally, saying, "All right, boom, list of all our women's roster. All right, who's gonna bring in the most money? Who is our stars? They should be fighting for the women's championship. All right, who's our B plus players? They should be fighting for the TBS championship on a consistent basis with storytelling involved and build them up to be an A."
Okay, so we're doing 80,000 people in Wembley with Willow as our champion, yes or no?
Yes.
No, they're not. Tony came in and paid. Tony and Saraya both came to Queen.
Saraya defeating Willow in Wembley would have been a great moment in itself. Let's stop. Let's stop this. Willow at a time, you got to strike while the iron's hot, and that's what I think Tony fails to do all the time. And when it comes to WWE and the layers you talk about, they even with going back to Becky again earlier this year, Becky with the tag team championship, her and Damage Control, her and Lita, they have a way of using that and getting other people involved. And it's crazy to me that when we see AEW and we establish, okay, Jay Carlos, oh man, we're tuning in for her. Oh, we saw, Britt Baker's having great mic skills. We're like, all right, boom, we want to see these two women fight and face off, and we never get to see it. That's a failure on their part, bro. That's, to me, it's like it's common sense. That's an all-out match. That's like a main event match for All Out.
You just said out of paper. You just said last time we recorded. You say Jade and Bianca shouldn't even look at each other, my nigga. If somebody decides to leave WWE, my nigga, and is it a failure on WWE part? Yes.
But time out. First of all, that's not happening. No, they're not leaving. And what I said is Jade and Britt shouldn't touch either until All Out. All Out came twice since then, and they never touched. That's a miss like opportunity, and I think they failed on that. Those were your two biggest women stars, bar none, and never touched because you guys weren't able to put together a match that could garner people to buy your pay-per-view and watch that match. Because
let's talk about the real of this, Chidi. When Jay steps on the scene, very first time, and it's Cody, Shaq, Jade, and Red Velvet. Nobody's looking at Jade like she's the exactly. You'll put Red Velvet over a lot of motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say is Tony did strike when the iron was hot, right? When Jade comes on the scene with Shaq and does the thing with Cody and does the viral video with Brandy and said, "Bitch, this is open mic night, bitch," you know what I'm saying? Bitch, this ain't you, bitch, you know what I'm saying? When Tony sees that, he's like, okay, I don't have a strong black female presence on my roster, and she's too green for me to give her the AEW championship. He literally created a mid-card title, which we thought would be best for Ruby Soho because we thought it was a workers' championship, but he gave it to Jade because he struck while the iron was hot. Now, I get what you're trying to say.
She already had an undefeated streak. That's a knucklehead move. Like she's already has an undefeated streak. That's a championship in itself. All you gotta do is have that undefeated streak, culminate it All Out. Britt Baker versus Jade Cargill. Even if she's green, the match should be like, all right, this is what we want to see. Can Britt Baker hold on to this championship that she's had for the whole year? And Jade Cargill can be. It's like head to head. But her streak versus her streak. Her streak could be the champion. Go ahead.
I'm as you say that when we're talking about character development, the background singer Britt Baker is garnering attention like Sandow in The Miz. I'm just hyperbole, right? We're garnering behind Jamie Hayter, right? To the point to where you're like, all right, if it ain't gonna be Britt and Jade, Jamie gotta turn quick. But yes, and I get you. He has some bone by making baby faces. I'm not letting this nigga off the hook by any short of the imagination.
Thank you. That's all I'm trying to say.
What I am saying is that nobody has nobody had their connection like straight through, right? Like NXT needed Becky, right? Becky needed us to say, hey, she needs to be done with Trish. She needs to be done with Damage Control. Because as you said, this has been going on from January. This nigga bled in from January into SummerSlam into 2 feuds that were too long. Damage Control, Bayley, Trish Stratus, they brought Becky back to prominence to where she can come. Everything, and I know it sucked me to do all this talking and shit like that. But if Becky just goes down to NXT without any of this heat behind her, I don't think she is now elevating as she does or as she is right now.
Because I think people are doing her to run a little bit disjustice. As much as you maybe gotten tired of those 2 programs, what they were doing was keeping Becky, keeping other women hot, whether it be Trish, and keeping the show hot, because Becky needs to be on the show. Also needs to, they're utilizing their stars while giving Rhea an opportunity to hold the championship and have different feuds with different women on the roster.
You say the same thing about Seth Rollins, because I think his feud with Judgment Day was way too fucking long. He still has a feud with Judgment Day that is still
we were locked in. We're like, oh, Finn, and all that shit. We were locked in. Even
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
Even the stuff with Becky, I'm like, I was interested in the Judgment, the Damage Control stuff. I was interested when the turn happened with Trish, like, and then it made sense congruently how we got to SummerSlam. So I was like, as a secondary feud on the women's roster, I will take Trish and Becky. I never complained because that's a secondary feud. Like,
you killed it because you said Damage Control did not need to lose the tag team championships. You like during the feud, Damage Control was tag team champions. They lost the championships to Becky, and then they won them back. You thought that was, and you thought like we've had the conversation like, yo, that shit don't make no sense because Damage Control needed the championships. Like you said that you felt that what are they doing with Damage Control? Because you thought Damage Control was being hurt by them losing the championships. You thought that Damage Control needed to be strong or needed to be disbanded because you thought that they had too much talent that was being wasted in the group because they weren't doing anything.
I'm not sure if that was me who said all that. Was that you? Are you sure that wasn't you that said that? Because I don't remember that at all, bro.
So what I'm saying is that
I was like her and Lita. I remember giving that praise. I remember saying, "Oh, her and Lita was dope." What I think the Damage Control, the tag team thing, was when they did the whole thing with Raquel and Liv. I was like, "This doesn't make sense." I never. It wasn't a Becky thing, but I think it was when Raquel and Liv, and it flopped around with that. I was like, "All right, this is kind of crazy," And then they got it back, and then Rhea cost them the tag titles. So that, and I want the titles on Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. That's what I've been saying for a minute, tag title. So, but that's, and I love how they're doing their packages, by the way. But that's where my state was. I think that we're mixing the two with those different storylines.
And I think with that also goes back to the blending of how, again, the women had to do something for it to be, quote unquote, not running together, right? Right now, there are different subset of moments that are differentiating from each other. There are no run-along sentences happening, and that was what my larger point was to what Becky possibly had a lot of run-on sentences early on in the year. They may have been really good. They may have had substance. They never had a period. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it was mind you, like I said, it was a secondary feud. So when they got to SummerSlam, they had to put Rhea, and they were like, all right, you guys will have to take a second back seat and be on the Payback show, which Payback was one of the best shows of the year because of that cage match stole the show, and then they went all the way to Shinsuke and Seth. I loved it, So, like, I think that even though you think they didn't get that period at SummerSlam, I think they got that period at Payback. And to be honest with me, I was enjoying seeing Trish every single week and with the antics they were pulling off. I know people get tired of things very quickly. People want things to wrap up and all, but I think that I understand the cycle of wrestling. They're not going to just pull them out without having the period on Payback and then have Becky do something different or have Trish leave, without getting the culmination and get Zoe Stark that that babyface turn. So I understand that. Hey, sometimes you got to make tough choices on what angle to.
What is Zoe doing right now with that?
I know she's a competitor in the 5-way. Like, what are you talking about?
I know, but she was just a fucking tag along at Shayna Baszler's. Like, again, I've been watching the product a little bit. I don't know how they had a competitive match where they shook hands after and everything like that. It was almost like a month ago. Then Shayna was getting jumped or something like that, and Zoe came out to help. I'm like, I know they're not about to put him in another tag team. That shit would be so stupid. And then all of a sudden, Zoe was off of TV for some time because I think Nia came back and beat bitches up. And then, but Nia beat a whole bunch of bitches up. Like, how the fuck Zoe just peek her hand up in there?
No, she was one of the girls too earlier on, and then she was out for like weeks. Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. But yeah, I do believe that you might get Shayna and Zoe as a tag team, but I'm not against it because there's a big women's roster. There's a big roster, period. But like, there's a lot of women that haven't even got on TV. Like, you talked about Xia Li a second ago. Like, we're just now seeing her from TV for like months. We haven't seen her, and now I like how they're teasing her. And looking at Becky while Becky's doing her promo. She's trying to come after that NXT championship. She probably will be set down at NXT to compete with Lyra Valkyrie. I'm down to see how they're really linking everything together subtly with the woman, and I don't mind if, hey, Shayna, we're not putting the title on you. Hey, Zoe, we can't put the title on you right now, but how about we put you in the tag division for now? And yeah, does it suck because we were waiting for Shayna to pop? But we also got Rhea, who's extremely hot right now. We can't put the title on anybody, really. This is just a match to show Rhea's dominance, to be quite honest.
I'm excited for it.
I am too. It's a good opportunity for these women to put on. You know, it reminded me of Great Balls of Fire, Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, like these big tough guys in this like multi-man match. So I'm curious to see how they do it.
Yeah, that's a great comparison.
Yeah,
that's a great vagina fire. Yeah.
Wait, okay. I want my vagina to be burning.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
great balls fire. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to make it rhyme. Great walls of fire. You feel me? I know Rhea got some.
And you get on me for saying somebody's attractive. Get out of here, bro. Come on, man. Get out of here, bro. we all know what this is, man. Sure.
Yo, three of those four. Okay, I mean, big foreign. I know that shit is like, you know what I'm saying.
All right, moving along. We gave a woman a lot of love. Let's go to Raw and talk about the fellas real quick. Last time we were on the pod, which was like 2 weeks ago, I posed a challenge for you and everybody who happens to listen to this. What do you think should be the culmination of Damian Priest and his, Money in the Bank briefcase victory? He has the Senior Money in the Bank. He has the purple briefcase. At some point, he's going to have to cash that in. At some point, I would say that he has to cash in after WrestleMania. I wouldn't. If he's going to do it, I'm having him hold it for a long time. Put it that way, because I don't think right now, any time between now and WrestleMania is a good opportunity for this guy.
Yeah, I mean,
I know you said you had something else, but I'm not sure what you said last week.
I say he cashes it on Cody.
On Cody, okay.
It's just the story. He wins the title, and the next night on Raw, that would be so dusty, my nigga. That would be so dusty.
You know what? I'm not even fronting. That might be a great way to do this.
That might be so dusty, bro. Like, honestly, like Cody come out, tears, everything like that. And then he has to
fight his way back again. That's crazy. That is crazy. Honestly, I like that. Low key, I do really like that. But yeah, I was like, yo, after WrestleMania, he can't, like, right now, like, you can tease it all you want, but like, you can't cash in on Roman. And you can't cash in on Seth on Drew either right now. Like you're taking the title off of Seth and giving it to Damian Priest seems like a huge downgrade to the show. And this is no offense to Damian Priest, but the title needs to be on somebody who has not been in a group for the past I don't know how many months. And
Bro,
I think that
we was okay with giving the title to Shinsuke, and that nigga was with Rick Boogs. You know what I'm saying?
He hasn't been with Rick in a long time. That's a minute. No, he wasn't with Rick when he won the title, dog. I don't want him to win a title while he's in Judgment Day. Now, if he left Judgment Day, it gives him a little bit more cachet as a solo act. Say, listen, I can hold myself on my own.
You don't want him winning it within the group? Wow.
No, I don't think that. I don't want to see Finn in a group with him and him like being the guy with the championship and Finn being a guy holding the tag team titles. I don't think that's a good look for Finn. And I don't think
Finn's gonna go after Damian. I think that's how you Judgment Day disbands after that. The jealousy of that just kills it all. You feel me? You know what I mean? Like now you got Damian, who got Cody, of course. Then you got fucking, you got Finn, you know what I'm saying, Jason. Sammy said he wants to be a main event player. Drew's still there. Seth's still there. I think that shakes it up just enough to where we can have some fresh shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. I hear you. Yeah, I think that you got an idea of where this can go. As far as Judgment Day, I think Judgment Day should have a big match at WrestleMania though, and I think the match is Priest versus Finn. I think that's where I would go with those two guys because I think that the whole JD McDonough thing, even if JD McDonough somehow cost him his Money in the Bank briefcase, and then Finn is like defending him, and he's like, "Listen, you guys cost me the world championship too, but it's all good. I got over it. You should get over it." And then Damian Priest just snaps and just attacks him. Then we get Finn versus Damian Priest WrestleMania because these guys have earned a big marquee match WrestleMania at some point.
Well, I think JD McDonough should replace somebody in Judgment Day. I think Finn and JD friendship. I think that kind of helps push Priest out, you know what I'm saying, or cause some dissension. I don't necessarily, as you say, Judgment Day needs a match at WrestleMania.
I mean, it's a long time from now, but I was just, shooting. I was
I'm just saying, I was about to comment on that. I think that would be like again the end fracture of like, you got a problem, bro. Like you got a problem, like not like we just gotta do brothers just fight this out, and then like biggest stage, man, like, and then like you can have that boom. Damian can beat Finn. A reluctant, like we good or whatever. Mommy say hug it out. Damian hug it out. Just they pose. Damian cashes in on a joint. Finn attacks him soon. Like it can be a whole bunch of shit that go down in the next.
What if WrestleMania, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Cody gets a crossroads, boom, hits it, gets a crossroads again, boom, hits it, gets a third crossroads, hits it, boom, 1, 2, 3, and he wins. And then Damian Priest cashes in right then and there.
WrestleMania, that makes
if he did that. Yeah, if he did that, I wouldn't want Cody to win though. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want Cody missing that moment at WrestleMania to leave with the championship.
No, I mean the win is the win, nigga. He can get the pyro and everything like that. Okay. He can kiss his wife and everything like that. Yeah, he can get the whoa, and then and then he can be like, nigga, do you know, like the emotions?
Yeah, people will be so. People go crazy. People will go nuts,
bro. Like,
that's what makes the Money in the Bank briefcase so good. Like when you use it the right way, when you can actually say, "I'm going to be patient with this," because in the past couple of years, I think they just hot shotted that shit way too quick. Even Austin Theory could have held it past WrestleMania, and it would have been way more interesting. But they wanted to have him cash in and lose it for the United States Championship, But I do
I mean,
believe that the Money in
Austin
Bank
Theory
briefcase is one of the
on
most.
Seth Rollins would
It's
have
one,
been amazing
huh?
in retrospect.
What?
Austin Theory cashing in on Seth Rollins would have been amazing in retrospect.
He did
'Cause you know
cash
they
on
had
him,
the
but you mean for the World Championship?
For the World Championship.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. I feel you on that. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
If they was gonna create a second world championship anyway, having Seth Rollins win it and then the future replaces Seth, that would have been amazing.
That's top tier right now. When did he win the World Championship? Was it at Money in Bank?
No, he won it in a Saudi event. One of those
Saudi event. Oh, okay. So yeah, that would have been
think.
interesting for him to beat Seth for a championship. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but that's in hindsight, 2020. But like they say, I really want to bring that up because I was just looking at him one day. I'm like, damn, he still got his briefcase, and I'm like, there ain't no way you can cash in on Seth right now, or and win, or Roman and win. So like, how do you actually? And I think the answer is patience, honestly. But moving along, we got Gunther. He is now has the longest rate, obviously the longest rating Intercontinental Championship at 500 days, bro. Just give the guy his flowers, man. The Ring General, 500 days.
Yeah. I think this is, bro, he's had this championship for 500 days and he held the UK championship for over 500 days.
Wow, man. That guy's
so bro, 1,000 days cumulative with
he wins the
championship.
championship and he doesn't let it go. He doesn't let it go. Like he's a real champion. Him and he's been having some really good matches, bro. Him and Bronson Reed a couple weeks ago, man, that was awesome. I really enjoyed that. I I don't know where you go with him right now. I know that we have been a split with the whole KO and Sammy tag team. KO's now on SmackDown, so I was like thinking like, hey, maybe Sammy can go after Gunther, but Sammy came and called his shot for being a main event player now. So I'm like, hey, maybe he's not going that route. And then we still got Chad Gable, who's pretty much declared that he has to be the one to take a championship off of him, which we enjoyed that match. That was incredible as well. I think you just keep going right now into Royal Rumble, have him lose it at Royal Rumble, and then win the Royal Rumble.
You can't lose at Royal Rumble and win the Royal Rumble. And then, wow, you said lose at Royal Rumble and then win the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, lose the Intercontinental Championship earlier in the night. Get in the Royal Rumble somehow and win the shit. People have posed the opportunity of like, hey, what if Cody starts number 1 and Gunther comes to number 30 and it's just a reverse of last year and Gunther wins?
What is the direction that we're going in then? Like what is the fan fiction now? Yeah.
The fan fiction is a Gunther rematch with Drew at WrestleMania or a Gunther match with Seth at WrestleMania, and Cody is in Elimination Chamber to get a shot at Roman somehow, some way. Finish the story.
Okay, where does that leave everybody else that's gaining traction or that's hot or that might?
I mean, the same thing that happened to freaking Sammy last year. You get a tag team title match, you get a United States Championship match or something like that, you get something else, or you get Logan Paul.
Well, that didn't happen with Sammy.
It happened with Seth, though. Seth has traction and he got Logan Paul. Like, those are the things that happen. Sammy got the tag team championship. Seth got Logan Paul. Like, when you are hot going into WrestleMania, but you're not the hot test and you're not going that route, then you get a mid-card championship title match like, Drew did, Sheamus did. You get a celebrity like, Bad Bunny or Logan Paul, or you get, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, like Bobby Lashley. Shit, they'll figure it out.
I mean, but at the same time, that then hurts niggas, don't it?
But let's fuck all the other niggas. Do you want to see Gunther win the Royal Rumble or not?
To face Seth and Drew
or Drew. Yeah, depending on who's champion.
Drew and Gunther is not WrestleMania worthy
Okay.
for the
I think they
world.
had a match of the year candidate earlier this year.
They
With Sheamus
did.
involved. So
They,
them one on one
they,
should be pretty good itself.
I think Sheamus helped with that. Sheamus definitely held his 33% on that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I'm not gonna.
I will say this: Gunther and Seth. I would rather just have that at Rumble because
Okay.
I don't think Seth can last that long.
Okay.
Like
Gunther should be the guy to take him out. I would like that. Clean.
Yeah. So Gunther winning at Rumble against Seth. Now I can see him. Now I can just see him dropping the title to now that DIY is back. I don't know if you drop Imperium. I think you drop Imperium by Survivor Series, right? Because I think at this time DIY needs to definitively beat Giovanni and Ludwig. Have Gunther get rid of them niggas. Gunther can lose the title at Survivor Series and Imperium can be done. And then they can ask what's next for Gunther and he can then go after Seth and be the main builder at Royal Rumble and then beat Seth. Seth can end his title reign, and then now the challenger for Gunther can begin. Because I think having a baby chase Gunther to WrestleMania works better than
I think that a heel should be chasing I mean, in my opinion, I can hear what you're saying, which is not bad. I'm not trying to shit on it, but I think a heel chasing a babyface champion on Raw, while there is a babyface Cody chasing Roman on SmackDown. Somehow, that's what I'm trying to see because I don't want two baby faces like saying, "Oh,
well, they need to make two baby faces." And again, if you're talking about if Sammy's a main event player, why not give Sammy his WrestleMania moment? Sammy and Gunther, WrestleMania in Philly. That was slap 1-on-1 for the championship, for the world championship. Sammy climbing and scrapping and clawing against Cody, bro, and they make two big time baby faces. We can have an Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit moment at WrestleMania 40, my nigga. I'm not gonna hope. Them niggas can win the championships and hug that shit out and be like, yo, we fucking did it at WWE, nigga. We like world champions at WWE. Legit Eddie Guerrero, nigga, we world champions at WWE. I think Sammy and Cody both chasing might slap.
Okay, I'm not gonna hold you. That sounds like an option. But I'm still going my route. But hey, man, yeah, that's what I say. It's just fantasy booking, but it's cool, man. Like, I'm just obviously I'm really happy with the prestige of the Intercontinental Championship, but more that's what I was trying to get to is that Gunther has gained, like he's had so many good matches with this title that you want to put it on someone who can have just as good as an impact on that championship next.
Yeah,
I do.
Chad should win it. Chad should win it at Survivor Series. I think Chad wins it at Survivor Series. I think you build that as he says he has to be the one to win it. He can win it at Survivor Series, and I think he can hold the mantle being Intercontinental champion.
I enjoyed that main event with him and Gunther and his kid in the front row crying when he lost it. His story now has a lot more heart to it, which I think has well-rounded him out as a character, as a guy that's well worthy of, we already know he can do to get busy in the ring. So he's well worthy of that championship run, and I can't wait to see him try to pull that one off again. So I'm with you on that. I think Chad is the guy. I just hope that they go that route because with Alpha Academy, them not being in the tag division as much. I mean, they just lost to New Day. They're clearly going down in the tag division. It's time to have. You can have them together still, but Chad needs to get that singles push now. I think it's the time. I think
Chad and Otis for the IC championship would be banger.
Against each other. Oh yeah, that'd be interesting too.
What
if Maxine eventually gets in Otis's ear and really turns him?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And do the same thing that he was supposed to do with the old girl. And I think that once he gets gold, because he ain't never won gold before, right?
But he never won. He won tag gold. That's it. But no singles gold.
Right. So he can be looking at once Chad wins it, celebrate with Chad and everything like that, and always been the pupil and everything, and we can see a real character development in Otis. He can turn to a male monster. You know what I'm saying? The monster.
Yeah.
Monster.
I would like Otis to get like really, really fly. Because we already got Bronson Reed as the monster meatball dude. I want to see him get really fly, like get him with the glasses, sunglasses, get him with some button down shirts, and Maxine like makes him over like she initially planned to, and puts him on, but a little bit more serious though.
Yeah,
not like a joking way. Like he's really like, nah, I changed up. I'm that dude, and I'm coming for every title because I can. Like you really talk his shit. That'll be interesting to see him make a character shift.
Yeah, I think that might work. Really switch up to be a male model.
You don't gotta even go that route and say it out like overtly.
No, I mean, you switch him up. He can be a fat Dolph Ziggler.
Fat Dolph Ziggler. Yeah, something like that. She, the hot girl gets in his ear and he's like, I want to switch up and change for her, kind of thing. But yeah, man. Gunther, congratulations on 500 days, and we'll see what goes down next. Anything else on Raw that you want to tackle? Anything? Because the tag division, I thought it was interesting that New Day has won that match. It showed to me that all right, they're not looking at Alpha Academy as a tag team division proponent or really hot right now.
It would have been upsetting.
Yeah, exactly. And then we get DIY coming back in, so they can take that spot that they had all the time.
Absolutely.
So I like what they're doing there.
DIY versus New Day is where you go next. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be Imperium next, but we got Imperium, New Day, DIY, and then on SmackDown you got Street Profits. Meanwhile we got Finn and Damian who need to drop those eventually to one of these teams because I think these are the teams that are picking up steam. Imperium, DIY, Street Profits. Where are we going, bro?
Tag team is just as stacked as the women division.
It's getting juicy.
Getting a little thick in there.
Not to mention LWO. I mean, we haven't even talked about, but
them niggas get the fuck out of here. Last time we talked, we said race wars, my nigga, and the black.
You said race wars. I didn't say it.
I said,
nigga always talking about race.
Well, I'm gonna do what Pimp C used to do to Bun B. Bun ain't said none. I said it. I said don't say nothing to Bun. I said what I said. You know what I'm saying? Nigga
rest in peace, Pimp C. Though, if we, I am the Bun B and you are the Pimp C in this shit. For real. I gotta freaking. Keep this online. Keep this in line, damn. But yeah, man, let's go into you got Carlito back at LWO, Logan Paul, Rey Mysterio. Do you think that you want to see this? Is this something that you think that will be good match?
I think we talked last time about it. We talked last time about it. I said I'm happy I think Logan Paul winning United States Championship is very much beneficial for both parties, WWE and Logan Paul. I think Ray, did what he had to do. I think Dominic's gonna help him lose the title, which I think would be awesome. I think Dominic would then lose the NXT North American Championship, which I don't know, but Ray will probably help with that. You know what I'm saying? I think there'll be shit like that. You know what I mean? So
I think we talked about this on the phone, but not on the pod. But I think you're right. Because I remember we were talking about, we were also talking about the Trick Williams and Carmelo thing. We never really got to talk about it on here, but yeah, I think that was the same conversation. But yeah, Logan Paul.
Trick.
I might have been on Madden or something.
Yeah, it might have been on Madden. Yeah. Nigga, we should have a pod on Madden one time now.
The Madden pod. Yeah,
no, I think yeah. Shit, I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, just to put a bow on it. I think
the Logan Paul new United States champion.
I think Logan Paul with the United States Championship with Ray is good. To comment on what you was talking about with just the little tidbit on the Trick Williams and Carmelo. Somebody was like, Wesley probably did it. So I'm like, I'm down with that.
What?
Yeah, I'm down.
That's crazy. That's crazy because he had, like I told you, like last pod, I was like, yo, they've been giving everybody some shine, throwing them in the crowd, having them pull up to Raw for like a little, segment or promo or whatever it is. And they've had Undertaker, Shawn Michaels giving a rub to Carmelo and Braun and Illa and all these people. And I'm like, Becky's working with the ladies. I'm like, yo, we haven't seen Wes, man. Our guy Wes, bro.
Oh yeah. Ducky, quack, quack.
Whoop that trick. Yeah. Whoop that trick. Oh, yeah.
I like it.
I like it.
Come on, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yo, like I said, Booker T's a national treasure, bro. He's the man.
Oh, yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, he makes it 10 times better. Like, he just takes it over the top. I like it. Oh my goodness, dog. But yeah, Wesley, Trick Williams, come on, bro. I think Wes getting that official heel turn. Oh man, I'm for it.
Yeah, I wanted to add that little tidbit on there.
I didn't even think about that. I swear to God, I didn't. If I saw that, I would have blown my mind. If you didn't, if I actually they do that, it still would blow my mind. But if I saw that before you said it, I would have been like, holy shit! I would have been,
Oh man! Anything else we gotta talk about before we get out of here?
They're probably missing something. I'm probably missing something. I know that we have Business and Logic. We already talked about the Endeavor deal. But also WWE is teamed up with Fanatic, and we'll talk with it. Actually, we didn't talk about the Endeavor deal yet, did we?
No,
we gotta talk about that. But let's talk about that first. So, you lead it off because you told me about this. You brought this.
Well, no, I just saw it on Twitter and it made me follow up on it. Endeavor, as we know, owns TKO, which is the group that is TKO Group Holdings, which is the conglomerate of UFC and WWE. So therefore, you sign to one nigga that signed to three niggas, and that's bad luck. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how it is now. Niggas merged with a nigga to be one nigga and owned by another nigga that's a conglomerate of a whole bunch of other shit. You feel me? So Endeavor, with their TKO, they value what they have more than what the New York Stock Exchange essentially does. So they're looking for the board and stockholders and everybody looking. They don't like that red arrow, my nigga. Find some strategic alternatives. That's what they're trying to, and this goes
case in point.
Yeah.
As I read through the article, this is not expected to impact their stake in WWE. Endeavor has multifaceted company. TKO is just one portion in it, and their stake in TKO is going to stay the same. But they're trying to see a way how you can get the general public and the stock market to evaluate them higher based on what they have. They don't just have wrestling and UFC. They got fashion, they got entertainment, other avenues that they have invested in across the globe. This is a global company. So I thought it was interesting you brought it to my attention because
I'm sorry, the thing with that though is, as you say, Endeavor does, right? Their TKO, that itself is undervalued on the stock exchange. So yes, Endeavor, the whole, as you say, clearly, like we talked about it, like Madden, pennies to $1 when they talk about TKO. Even though they are multifaceted, they also made a multi-million-dollar investment in TKO. So they kind of do want to see the needle move a little bit. They're incentivized by it, but like you said, they're not looking to dissolve themselves from their contractual obligations by any stretch.
Okay. It said Endeavor has long believed Wall Street has undervalued their stock. They thought that was mainly because most of their equity was in UFC. So they separated UFC from Endeavor and merged with WWE to make TKO. Mm-hmm. But Endeavor stock price still hasn't improved since the merger.
Right.
So they took that out, merged that, and said, all right, Endeavor owns TKO and everything, and it hasn't moved at all. So it's like it's only gotten worse, actually. So their total valuation of Endeavor has gotten worse. So Endeavor has been public since 2021. Silver Lake, a private equity company that already owns much of Endeavor, is going to try to take the company private. Presumably, they think it will have more value that way. So right now, it's not private. They're going to try to take it private as Endeavor. TKO remains public. Regardless of this, Endeavor owns 51% of TKO regardless. So they're just trying to look for different strategies on how to find alternative ways to make this more value, which is interesting because if you do want to get TKO stock, if they do figure out a way, then you can invest now while it's low, and hopefully that goes up.
Which is what niggas did with WWE and cashed out.
You got your bread?
Yeah, I got some dividends.
All right, it's still the same, or did it change at all? Did you know?
We'll talk off camera.
All right. All right, bet.
You know, these airways are shit.
Yeah, the streets are watching, man. Listen.
Yeah, anything. I know we ain't
saying shit about. We're wearing our football gear real quick. Hey, man, WWE is putting out belts for every football team. They partner with Fanatic. And they're making merchandise with Fanatic, and on WWE shop you can get it there. You can get it at Fanatic. They got title belts customized for every single NFL team.
No, every single team except the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Damn, why did they do that? Oh, I know why. That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
So they have 31 teams, not
31 teams. Yeah, 31. But yeah, check that out if you guys haven't gotten a chance to. There's a lot of cool shit they have. Honestly, my favorite one, low key, it's your team. Your team got the best belt. I'm gonna be honest. Your team got the best belt. I looked that all. I was like,
that shit looking hard.
Yeah.
But that shit like $500, $600.
Yeah,
shit,
so expensive.
I might as well get the Fiend thing.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Bright and Wyndham, man. I was just thinking about him the other day, man. But yeah, is there anything else we should tackle before we get the fuck up out of here?
Today is Thursday, down tomorrow, and we'll talk after. It's a pay-per-view happening, something, right? Something happening this week, next week. You know what I'm saying?
Something going on.
There's always something going on.
MJF, Kenny Omega, a collision. I know that's happening. And then they're having the Tito and Santana match on Rampage.
Ain't Tito Santana or
Tito Santana, Tito Ortiz or
Santana
Ortiz and Santana, excuse me, on Rampage.
All right, we're done. All is love. Everything is wrestling.
All is love. Everything is wrestling. See y'all next week, maybe. We'll see. God damn, yo. Peace out.
You.